I think some constituents want, but I think as we found at the federal level, a lot of it is easier said than done. Actually, reducing the size of government is a difficult task, and well, I think there's can be some really credible cases made that some parts of the federal government, though not all, are essentially bloated, and where this type of sort of efficiency evaluation and cutting was needed. Texas has always run a pretty lean state government. So it's not entirely clear that you're going to find all that much more fat or excess in Texas. But I think it never hurts to actually look and study these things from a policy standpoint to see, is there ways that you can make things more efficient, reduce burdensome regulations, cut things that seem to not be working. But I would not expect it to have as much of an effect in Texas, simply because the Texas state isn't as large, we've never had the critiques of it being bloated the same way you have of the federal bureaucracy. And even at the federal level, I think after they went after the lowest hanging fruit, they found that it was actually more difficult than they realized to bring about the cost savings without adversely affecting services. And that's always a balance. And we're hearing a lot about that right now after the tragedy in Kerrville related to the National Weather Service. And I don't think, I think in this case, there probably isn't good evidence that there were anything related to the cuts caused, essentially the National Weather Service to be less effective
Yeah.
in this case. But moving forward, there is that potential. That is, especially once some of these cuts come online in greater force.